yards receiving on the year.
So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. Now an opening past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. So the Jets offense ready to take over for the first time. They're led out by the man who won a national title at Alabama. Quarterback's the former first-round pick, Mac Jones.
One thing about this guy that's pretty clear, Mike, is there's not a whole lot that rattles him. He does a good job staying even-keeled. You don't know if he just threw a pick or if he just led his team to a touchdown drive, and that was kind of the case last week. He didn't let it snowball into a bunch of back-breaking mistakes. He just shook it off and kept playing. Now, can he keep that mentality as the rest of the year unfolds? And if he does, he's going to give his team a chance every single week.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Shotgun now for Jones. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. That is Jalen Carter, the Georgia product, barreling in for the sack.
This has been a tough sequence right out of the jump. You work all week on your opening script, and they're usually the plays that you feel the best about to try to establish some sort of early rhythm, but through 2 plays, run and pass, all they've done is go backwards.
That's caught. It's Braylon Allen. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. So the drive ends, and on comes Jordan Stout to kick it away. A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. So the Philadelphia offense set to take over for the first time, and leading them out, their quarterback. It's Jalen Hurts.
There's been a lot of talk coming into this week, Mike, about whether or not he'd be able to keep this hot streak going. And while I don't know if he'll be able to produce that absurd stat line like he did a week ago, I think he's more than capable of having another strong outing here in this one. I mean, somehow, if he can replicate last week's success, I think it's pretty safe to say he's got a chance to leave here with another win.
2nd down and 8.
Great, set. Hey, thumbs up, alert.
Once again, it's Walker. Inside the 40. Down the sideline to the 20. And he will dive into the end zone. 75 yards. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Elliott, good on the extra point. And the Eagles will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Jets offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. They put Wilson in motion. On the give, this is Allen. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line. There you get a look at his numbers on the ground a week ago as a part of their victory. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Zone read, it's a give to Davis. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't...
Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we'll see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
And he'll get this forward for positive yardage as he covers up in the end.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away, picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
On 3rd and long, it's Jones. This one intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Really nice play here by the strong safety, and what's unique about this player is the position that he's playing makes him have to play deep coverage like we saw here, but also at times be able to get down in the box and be an extra linebacker. That versatility is something we're seeing a lot out of safeties in today's NFL, and you can see a big reason why.
And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
The size, the speed, and the strength of this defensive tackle was on full display, Mike. He defeats the block, strikes the ball carrier at their line of scrimmage. He's able to bring him down, keep it to no gain.
They'll keep it on the ground and keep it with Walker. And once again, they try the same runner. They get the same result. Back-to-back carries of no gain. Now it's 3rd down.
Clearly the plan on offense was to establish the run a little bit on this drive, Mike, but the defense is having none of it. 1st and 2nd down stop, no gain. Now it brings up a 3rd and long. We'll see if they try something else.
He's got his man. It's Smith. They get 21 on that one. Good for an Eagles 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal. It's inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. Here's Walker. He'll be wrapped up there down at the 3-yard line. They'll look to pick up the pace. They'll try to run this one in. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal.
A gain of 1 yard on the play. It's now 3rd and goal.
They'll run with Walker. Powering forward. He's in. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 2 touchdowns for him in the game. Numbers 10 and 11 on the year. Give him a 2nd touchdown on this one. What an opening quarter, Greg. 2 rushing touchdowns in the 1st.
Well, Mike, we kind of had a feeling this might be the case. They told us all week how important it was to get this guy involved early and often, and boy, have they ever. He has made his presence felt here early in this one.
And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They motion the slot man left. On the ground, here's the one-time Seminole. Oh, he coughs up the football. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds, so possession does not change hands. We are through 1. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. From the gun, it's Jones. He connects with Gray on that one. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. Jones. Open man, that's the tight end, Gray. He is knocked down hard. Wow, they stopped him in his tracks, but he does have enough to pick up the first down.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
On the ground once more, it's Davis. Wow. And he'll get this up close to a first down as the tackle is made right at the midfield stripe.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
3rd and inches, you're thinking the tight ends are on the field to block for the back or the quarterback, but not here. Nice setup here, playing to the tendencies of their offense, and they come away with a nice completion.
The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track.
Oh, this pass rush dialed in right now. They get him again.
This is the epitome of team defense. Not only are you able to rush the passer and put relentless pressure on him play after play, but the coverage on the back end is so tight. There's just nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball. You see him just continue to hold the ball that extra second in the pocket, and with the way these guys are pass rushing, that's all the time they need. When you throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10.
No touch. No touch.
On the ground, it's Walker to start the drive. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. The last run going to put him up over 100 yards for this one. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Walker. A short pickup to the 38. Here's 2nd and 9. Straight ahead, it's Walker. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. It was Milton Williams that time to bring him down. Here's 3rd and 7. Now it's Hurts. He's got his man. That's Leggett. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a 1st down. The run up the middle, it's Walker. And he'll get about 5. Now Jalen Hurts on 2nd down. Got a man left side. It's caught. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they're going to mark him inside the 10-yard line. Now a chance to pay off that big play. They have it first and goal. Here's a run. And he's into the end zone yet again. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown, Eagles. That's his third touchdown of the game and number 12 on the year. So his big first half continues. 3 rushing touchdowns already. Maybe have to start looking at the record book, see if he can do it. The record in a game is 6. From the 6, here comes a return. Now, on the return, he has lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery. You talk about everything going wrong. A big deficit. All you want is the ball and a chance to get back in the game. And now, Greg, they hand the ball right back to him on this kickoff fumble.
Mike, you know the saying, when it rains, it pours. And right now, it is pouring on this team. They just can't get out of their own way. They lose a fumble here on the kickoff just to make matters worse. This has just been a complete disaster all around for this unit.
Here's Walker. He'll carry this one inside the 20, into the red zone. Give them 8 on that carry. So the Eagles will use their first time out here, and they'll get together prior to this second down play. Now, Hurts. He's got the hookup to Mike Gesicki. And the Eagles are going to have a first and goal. He'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Now Walker. That's a nice pickup, bringing it down to the 3. Here's a timeout for Philadelphia. That is their second. They'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Ball at the 3, second down and goal. One more time with Walker. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up third and goal. They'll run with Walker. And he will score again. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Make it 4 touchdowns for him on the afternoon. So on third and goal, they run it in. Sometimes, Greg, that's 4-down territory. They didn't need to do it on 4th down. Taking care of it on the 3rd down for the touchdown.
Yeah, and when you find yourself down here this close, Mike, you have to finish these drives off. I'm with you. I think he was going to give his back 2 shots there to punch it in, but he only needed 1.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Jets offense going to take over just before the half. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face second down and 7. Working from the gun, it's Jones. Quickly to the outside and complete. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. Here's Jones to throw. Now, screen going to be set up for Davis. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9.
Here we go, get set.
Play action now. It's Jones. High throw, but it's reeled in. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. Joey Sly comes on. They'll try the field goal here. This one from 52 yards away. Sly's kick is good. And the Jets are on the board just before halftime. So 2 seconds left to play, and the kick's away. Here comes the return from a yard or two deep. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window.
And both teams ready to play on, so we'll do the same as we get set for quarter number 3. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position. First and 10.
No touchdown.
This drive starts on the ground with Walker. And he'll get forward for about a yard. It was Milton Williams that time to bring him down.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Great. Set. 2 on left. No touchdown.
On the handoff, this is Walker. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
On third down, it's Hurts. That one taken in right side by Leggett. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
All right, Mike, now it's getting to the point where it's almost becoming borderline disrespectful. I mean, despite having this big lead here in the second half, they continue to take shots downfield. They are not content with just running this clock out and shaking hands and going off with a win. Truth be told, I think they're trying to embarrass them, and they're doing a pretty good job at
it. We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2.
Great. Set. 63. No touchdown.
They'll run here with Walker. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a first down.
Great. Set.
Play action. Here's Hurts. That's to his big tight end, Gesicki. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. They can still get a first down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. On the ground, it's Walker. And he'll get this inside the 10, but not much further than that. Now, after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player.
No touchdown. Hey, easy. 63, pass. No touchdown.
Once again, it's Walker. And he cannot be stopped. He's into the end zone again. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown, Eagles. He is having a performance to remember. There's 5 touchdowns for him in this one game. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. A return now from the 4. A good return as he takes it across the 30. Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Set.
Now, Jones. He'll get it into the hands of Garrett Wilson. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
And up until this point, we haven't seen a lot go their way, but here in the third quarter, they're starting to find some plays. They're starting to get some opportunities. Just got to ask yourself if it's too little, too late.
On the handoff, it's Davis. And a short pickup here, brought down just shy of midfield. They're going to motion the tight end over here. They'll go again with Davis. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
So often when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range. But for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack and keep this ball carrier to no gain, that's pretty impressive.
He'll let this one go long for Williams. And the Eagles are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
On 1st and 10, here comes Walker. What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
He'll keep it on the ground and keep it with Walker. And that'll give him a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Going left side down the field, and it's complete. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They run with Walker. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Second and 7. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters now. Here's 3rd and 2.
Great, set.
They'll try and run it with Walker. They will have it at the 24-yard line. That's enough for a first down.
Eagles, first down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Oh, it's Silver, ready?
They'll stay on the ground. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. And he continues to rack up the yardage on the ground, and that last run puts him over 200 rushing yards in this game. Here's a handoff to Walker. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Even with the lead, they're trying to press the tempo.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Straight ahead, it's Walker. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it on fourth down. Needing the tough yards, they'll go with their fullback. And he's not going to get there. Coming up a couple of yards short. This is going to be a turnover on down. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing, Jones. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Here's Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. To throw is Jones. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. That's taken in at the 50. And he'll be brought down. Short return. On 1st down, it's Hurts. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down. Hurts. And that is incomplete.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while it seemed like everything the offense did hit, and after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it.
Taken in by Gesicki. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short, and now it's 4th down. And he's going to have the Eagles' 1st down. They managed to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
That's good for the Eagles. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
The run up the middle, it's Walker. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. Here's Walker. And he'll get the 1st down there, a pickup of about 5 yards.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Now Walker. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They'll stick with him again. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Now a 3rd and 2.
Great, set. Delta.
Trying to pick the fighting for the goal line. He lost the football. It's out. The Jets have got it. Talk about a big swing there. The offense was driving, had it in the red zone, looking to score. Not only does the defense stop them, Greg, they get the ball back, and they improve the field position with a nice fumble return.
And what a change of events. You find yourself defending your own side of the field, and next thing you know, you scoop. For a minute, it looked like there was going to be a score, but either way, after running out of gas, he sets his offense up in a great situation.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
Set.
Shotgun now for Jones. That'll be caught by the running back, Davis. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the fourth quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
Jones to the air again. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the fourth quarter.
2 receptions for him on this drive. This one good for 16 yards. Here we go. One final play. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete, and that will do it. This one comes to an end. So it's a win here for the Eagles. They take care of business here at home. It's a game they were expected to win. They had no problem.